I've racked up a hard fucking quarter life, which was nice.
When was that?
Like about like 24, 25.
Okay.
That's like that
What
was
happened there?
got married. Freaked out, got married, dude. I remember being like, that way I can get married and like I can just like do stuff like stand up and I could put all my energy on stand up and like, you know, that'll solve the whole like romantic aspect of my life. I'll just have a wife and like that'll be just one fixed easy thing. Dude. Did I not know I was entering into the fucking world of smoke and mirrors, dude?
Whoa.
I entered into that being like when I was little, I thought like I remember distinctly being really little. I'm like, damn, dude, when I'm married, I can have sex whenever I want. That's fucking awesome. And then like I was like, well, that's not true. That's stupid. But once you get married, though, it does like settle the whole issue of like your dealings with women and like, you know, just someone you see every day and you're like, what up?
Yeah.
Dude, that was my quarter life crisis. I hit that, and then it was just like.
It is funny when you're younger to be like, yes, do you get to have sex all the time? Then it's like, oh, you gotta fuck the same person and the same bad sex
I used
all
to
the
think
time?
about my dad. I'm like, dude, my dad can have sex whenever he wants. That's fucking boss.
Oh, nice. You used to think about your dad nutting?
I was like, dude, that's
Out
sick.
of jealousy?
I was just happy for him. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, how cool is it that my dad just gets to have sex like whenever he wants? And then like all like anyone like any dad at a basketball game, I'm like, damn, dude.
He used to fuck her.
Like,
Sick.
damn, he gets to have sex whenever he wants. It's fucking awesome, dude. I literally thought it was like you just kind of like walked in, you're like, oops, excuse me, time for sex. I mean, back in the day it was, but or if you're running like a Nexium sex cult.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, dude. That must have been crazy back in the 1500s when it was just dudes like be like, we have to have sex now, and all they knew was just like sniz being like, fucking Christ.
I understand. Every fucking sniz I've been with has been like, Jesus
You think that's
Christ,
what it is?
fine.
It's agitating your royal blood
Yeah.
when they're not. You're like, huh?
How dare you question me? Receive me. And enjoy it.
I know that's a
Now,
that
my
was
royal
a,
blood, and like, there's a part of me that, like, I want to make sure she does not orgasm.
that was a sick
I am the one who.
It's about you, yeah.
This is about me feeling good.
Sure.
And then be gone.
Be gone.
Here's a rag. Be gone now. Leave me.
That was a sick psyop back when they convinced people like if women enjoy sex, something's wrong with them. That's the fucking
good move.
That's a sick move.
I think it's true.
You think so?
I think it's still true, dude. I have to hold on to that theory. If women like sex, I'm like, ew.
Ew, what's wrong with you?
Ew, you should hate this.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's true. It's very pure. That's a very pure viewpoint.
Yeah, dude, I'm very Catholic.
That's good, dude.
Come on, man.
Just big shh. You're distracting me.
You're distracting me from my mission.
You're distracting me
To create my boy. To create a son, dude.
with your convulsions.
I create a son.
Be still.
Shh. All right, what are we doing here?
We're talking,
Where are we
dude.
at? Where
We're
are we at?
talking, dude. We're at an hour. We're at an hour.
Can't cut it loose just yet.
Yeah, no, we can't, man. We just can't, dude.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about all the stuff I couldn't talk about in
All right, get to it.
Skankfest thing. But it actually dovetails perfectly into what I wanted to get into next.
What is that?
Remember when I started talking about where like romantic love came from?
No.
I'm reading a book right now. There's the
I don't remember the podcast. No, I don't.
Remember I was talking about the how it came from like it basically came from like it was like a religious. So in like I think it was like 12th, 13th century, they started doing a thing where like you could experience ecstasy, like religious purity through a woman, like a man. It was like all the chivalry and knighthood, where you just pick a woman, you never touch her.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, you never touch her, and you would just be like, "Thou is my queen, dude." And you would just ride in this woman's purity. It would be like your boy's wife, basically.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, she's so pure and fucking beautiful of heart. And you would just ride and like carry her banner. But they were saying that kind of created the whole weird illusion of like romantic love and how it's something that's only like, it's not that old. Like, no, they'd be like, but they're the one I love. It's like people always viewed that as like a weird fleeting thing. And now like people build their whole lives upon like, I'm going to find the one I love. Like, to think you're going to find a person who is like your ideal sex partner, ideal person that you're going to be able to raise kids with, ideal friend, it's like kind of playing scratch off tickets. I would say I think we're dealing with those odds and no one wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
Of being like, I'm going to find the person who I get along with, on like I can have conversations with, who I could co-parent with, smooth enough to the point where we don't hate each other, meanwhile keeping like a dynamic, fulfilling sex life.
Well, the dynamic, fulfilling sex life is the thing that's not going to be
So
there.
that goes. That's out.
Yeah, that's something I think we need to come to terms with.
I don't understand.
That's what the weird thing is, that everybody's on this kick recently.
What?
in my opinion, has been more like, we need to find someone who you fuck, and it's so sick when you guys fuck.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
dude,
the
you need
worst.
to find someone that you can fucking tolerate and raise a family with
Yeah.
and raise good kids with.
Dude, I explained this to my bae recently. I'm like, dude, it's like really sad. When I got married and realized I wasn't going to have sex with anyone else, I was like legitimately mourning that, and I was like deeply upset.
Like,
She
well,
was
you
like,
go fuck someone.
she was like, that's well, no, she was
Like,
like,
sneak off, dude.
she was like, that's fucked up, and I'm like, it's just not, dude.
It's not fucked up.
Like it feels like a part of you just literally dies when you're like, all right, I'm just gonna
Wow.
have sex with you forever. I explained this to her, and she was like, dude, I've been just on nothing. She Cyrax smoked, dude. She's like, she glitched out. But yeah, I like. I don't know why people don't. I mean, again, I obviously know why, because I think open relationships are weird, but I feel like people should just be like, there should just be Tinder just like. I think people should separate it where it's like, all right, we're teamed up as a kid partner, like we're gonna have kids together and be cool. my sex
that's
partner.
impossible.
I know, but it's like I feel like that's how that people should do.
Would
that.
you allow that?
I might, dude. I'm really.
Would you allow
Here's-
your girl to go get fucked by someone?
Here's the thing. I don't know. I mean,
You would not.
This is something I've been kicking around. And
Unless
I,
you're a cuck, dude.
I don't think so.
But you are Green New Deal. You are very fucking environmentalist,
No,
cuck
dude.
Matt, polyamorous,
no.
environmentalist.
I don't
cuck
think I
Matt.
can handle polyamory. But here's
What
something.
the fuck is going on,
I
dude?
can handle polyamory. Here's something I do enjoy is that women can't really cuck you, like ultimately cuck you anymore into like raising someone else's child. With Ancestry.com, that day's over. So it's like you can't now.
Ancestry.com.
Thanks to our sponsor, Ancestry.com.
No more getting cucked.
You can't
dude.
get cucked.
If your son's not fucking Eastern Mediterranean or whatever the fuck you are,
You
you better find out if you're getting
They
cucked.
can't cuck you anymore.
Yeah. Is your son also a Gaul?
Well, they tell you an ancestry is like highly likely that you're the parent when you do it. Like when you match the other people who have done it, it's like highly likely. So like they'll spill the tea. If you get cucked, they're like cucked, 100%.
Yeah, bro.
Chances are-
Instead of highly like, it's
Like,
just
we
like,
had-
yo.
They're like sending you an email like your results are in. Are you sure you want them?
Yeah.
But my thing is like, dude, the bays have to know that. They're-
Your results are in. Bro, chill, dude. Chill.
My thing is they have to
You're
know.
going to be pissed, bro.
So if it has to be in their head. If they're just running and gunning on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like now through like for $99.
Just get an Ancestry.com hat or a shirt and just wear it out. Every time you hang out with her, just be like, well, I'm just big into this. I'm going to get you in on this.
I like genealogy.
Yeah.
Dude, but my thing is like,
Dude, everybody that's into genealogy is the ultimate cuck fear.
I mean, that's where the fear of cucking, I think, really comes. I mean, obviously, if someone fucking deep dicks your girlfriend, that sucks. I think the real, like, anger-inducing fear is the fact that, like, you might have to raise someone else's kid. And then break it to that kid, like, when they're 9, be like, yo, I fucking love you so much, but I just, through Ancestry.com, it turns out your mom cucked us, dude. Cucked both of them. If you're born in a cuck, you're automatically a cuck.
The kid is a cuck.
Yeah, if you're born into a cuck dad, or you can go one or two ways. You either fight your dad then and there and rise up
You
out
have
of
to
it.
cuck him.
But if you mourn the cuck with your dad, it's like you basically just kind of like, you know. join
Damn,
the
that'd be
league.
sick if you got Ancestry and your hot-ass daughter turns out to not be yours.
Whoa,
Then you cuck the mom.
Whoa.
Now you cuck the mom and that dad.
You're talking about revenge porn, bro.
Now we're talking reverse cuck, dude. That's
talking
the only way you can break that cuck
Whoa,
cycle.
hold on. So
if you get cucked, you got to fuck your hot kid
Okay. So
in front of the mom.
So, but then the kid would probably, well, how old, what are we talking now? We're talking like 20-year-old, 25-year-old.
Whenever the news is broken.
No, dude, no.
Whatever age that kid is.
We're not going back down this rabbit hole.
Matt, it's
No.
just what has to be done.
What happens is you find out when she's like, you know, even if she's 17, you say, look, here's the deal. We're going to wait till, I'm going to give you 19 just to kick this around.
No, 18.
Your mom cucked us. Having a cuck daughter, would you rather have a cuck son or a cuck daughter?
Cuck daughter, especially if she's hot. You'd be like, I knew those feelings were natural.
So you have a cuck daughter, but then would you?
Whoa, dude, you got to hold off. You're right, though. You got to wait until she's 18. The
sure.
whole time. When she's like a little kid bouncing on your lap, you make some eye contact
So
with
you're
her.
going to hold the dossier.
I'm going to know the DOS for 18
You're talking
years.
about grooming, bro.
Dude, I'm going to groom this fucking hot-ass kid.
You're talking Woody Allen.
Yes.
Woody Allen did this.
Woody Allen did this, except this wasn't a full cuck.
This is just him grooming.
Yes. I will, hypothetically, if I got cucked and the news, if I got the dossier from Ancestry
Yeah.
and it was like, that's not your kid, bro.
It's like, sorry, bro, but you've been cucked.
Sincerely. Yo, you've been cucked.
It's like this weird little clip art of like a steaming beaker, and it's like, sorry, but you've been cucked.
Uh-oh. And then presumably my wife would be like, oh, did you ever get to the results to that thing that we sent? I'd be like, no, never saw it.
Weird. She probably wouldn't be hounding you
And
for
then,
it. She wouldn't
she'd be
double
like,
it back in.
how about that?
Oh, that's weird. That stuff's stupid anyway. I don't want the government
Now I
having
got
my
this
DNA.
little daughter on my lap bouncing up and down. This isn't my kid. I'm just staring at that wife of mine, just like, what do you think of this?
Wow.
And then just slowly groom it. Just, the hugs get a little tighter as you get older.
My thing, what I would do,
And
I would
then
take a step back.
At the 18th birthday party,
You'd pop out of the cake.
I'm
Fuck
coming
her.
out of the cake.
Well,
Yep.
you'd have to be telling her this. You'd have to be giving her breadcrumbs the whole time. Like, look, your mom cucked us.
No, I would just work real hard on my physique. I'd make sure she was always fucking seeing me as hot.
Yo.
I'd be like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to leave this door unlocked.
17.
Just my hog, full hog.
You gotta get off Pornhub, dude.
I get her into porn of guys that looked exactly like me.
Oh my god.
I'd be like, yo, what do you think of Tony Soprano porn?
No, what you'd have to do is start the psyop early, like 17th birthday. Get her a nicer car than your wife. Buy her like the newer model.
Start treating her right.
Start like just
Get her
spoiling
jewelry.
Start spoiling her. Yeah, like buy her like
Like, you know
nicer
what?
shit.
I thought about it. I will get you that boob job. I know you're my daughter, and that's kind of weird. But I thought about it. Yeah, you deserve it. Fuck it.
Damn,
Women are
dude.
allowed to have fun.
Tiffany's just constantly getting her newer. And, oh my god, I would actually sire. So if I got cucked and I knew it, I would be like, everything's cool. Wait till I sired a son, and then be like, yo, bro,
You got a mission.
you're fucking. This all bets are off, dude.
Wait, you would have to cuck your wife and create an outside son. Bring him in.
Wow.
Like an assassin, dude.
Fuck, dude. And just train him, just Manchurian candidate, and be like, show him like, yo, isn't your fucking stepsister hot as fuck, dude?
Don't even tell him.
You have to have a
two
secret-
families.
And then just matchmake them.
Secret families. Train that kid to be the hottest kid ever. Take
you
him
have to.
tanning. Like, literally be like a hardcore dad.
Oh, I'd be a pageant dad.
Be like a full pageant dad. Make him go to the gym and only do abs and curls.
Oh my god.
Make him fucking the hottest dude ever, and then
And I can
release the
introduce
hounds.
him as an outsider.
Yep.
Be like, hey, this is some kid I took in. We're gonna bring him in. Just have him already. He has bad
Just
boy
make him go to the
cred.
same school.
He's bad. Yeah, he's bad boy
Secretly
cred.
make him go to the same school.
Damn, dude. And then create another child out of that, and then kill it in front of your wife.
Create the Cuck Daughter and your assassin son.
Murder
and then
all three
bring
of
the
them.
baby to the wife and be like, look at this baby. Do you know who this is?
And bring
and
out
then
the
squeeze
ancestry.
its head.
Bring out the ancestry of everyone, and then just kill everyone and kill yourself.
Definitely don't kill yourself, dude.
Okay, yeah,
Take off.
True.
Be like, go on the lamb.
Kill everyone. Not even
Go on
like
the
it's like
run.
in a really tasteful Shakespearean fashion.
How you kill everyone?
Poison the whole family,
Yeah.
and then just like flee on a horse.
Well, poison everyone and then have a presentation. Like, take them to an Applebee's
Yeah.
or like a banquet room at like an Olive Garden. Poison everybody's fucking drink.
Oh, then hit him with the truth.
Then bring out a fucking slideshow
The
of what you did. And then be like, oh, also the last slide, be like, you guys have about 30 seconds to live. I just poisoned all you at the beginning of this presentation. Thank you. I was all of your dads except yours, my hot daughter. I'm gone.
Damn.
Or you could kill yourself first,
and then leave.
knowing that you poisoned all of them.
no,
Just be like, hey, everyone, watch this crazy shit and blow your own fucking head off.
and then they have to watch the video.
And then watch the video.
No, I would do the first scenario. Bring them all to like Bennigan's, rent out a back room, tell them they've been poisoned, let them slump over, ride a horse to like another city, and just get right back on Tinder. And just be like, just go on and be like, that's weird. I have a big family too. That's weird.
I used to have a family, yeah.
You have a big family. And just erase all. Chicks investigate the fuck out of you.
Really.
Facebook is their version of Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I mean,
They can go deep on you. Dude, they do
Yeah.
a deep dive on everyone they go
You
on
better
dates.
not. If you're a guy, you don't want to deep dive your baby's Instagram or Facebook. You don't want to go in that.
Yeah, dude.
You're going to see some shit that you don't want to see. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Come on.
You ever go? You can't deep dive on the baby's phone,
Don't
dude.
deep dive a babe's phone.
You're definitely going to be mad.
Yeah.
I would say you're going to be.
There's
angry.
no chance. There's no way you're not going to be mad.
I know. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just a world of dudes trying to fuck.
There's a world of dudes DMing your baby.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The fact that they don't just like instantly cuck you is kind of like, if I was getting like the same amount of sexual pressure, I could say for sure I would cave. Like if I had chicks fucking constantly pressuring me to fuck me, they'd catch me. They'd catch me in a moment of like I would get like think about every time you make your girlfriend mad, some dude just like blink, wanna fuck, blink, wanna fuck. So it's like, yeah, dude, if you make them mad, bro, they're gonna get you,
Yeah.
dude. So it's like it's tough. Ever get in a fight and you're just like, she's definitely gonna go fuck someone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, bad feeling. That's a bad feeling.
Yeah.
It's a bad feeling. When you're like, you have to go apologize and you don't mean it.
Could you please not fuck someone, please, right now?
My thing is just going to be, that kid's going to come out. I'm going to, once that first puke, I'm going to catch it in a little thing and just be like,
Ancestry, please tell me if I've been cucked.
Highly likely.
What if you haven't been cucked? What if this is the one, like, what if she's been fucking someone else, but you haven't been cucked?
No harm, no foul. That's what I'm trying to say.
So women can cheat on you, just not get pregnant.
I think.
Yeah,
I think that takes away a lot
disagree.
of. But I'm talking about you're disagreeing with me now. I'm talking about like 20 years into a relationship. That's when it's like you should ride it out as hard as you can, but like just accept the wheels are going to fall off, and instead of trying to salvage this impossible fucking thing,
It's
that's
not
like
impossible.
What?
Staying with someone.
Yeah, but not having just prostate cancering out of like into like just a cumless existence.
So what?
I mean, your sex drive dies off. That's not bad.
Get over the coming, dude. You need to fucking become.
I'm over it,
dude.
I
thought you'd be on a higher realm than this.
I am on a higher realm than this
because you're all cum talk right now, and I don't like it.
I'm not worried about coming that hard. I'm talking about more of like, are you going to be friends with this person? You're going to start hating them, or like, can't you? It's not even just like being able to come. What's up, Bucanis? Not to be able to come all the time, but like you got to crack a good one off at least once a year, bro. Give yourself that.
All right. What are you doing, dude? The fucking robber back. He's back, dude. He's breaking into this room. O'Connie's is in the building.
Connie's, pull up a mic, dude. I would love to have you on this. Huh?
Yeah, O'Connie's.
Get up. Let's pause.
Yeah.
Let's pause.
Wait, hold on.
Yo, you hold on.
Miles,
We back.
Yeah, you look great.
O'Connie's in the motherfucking studio, dude.
Motherfucking Chris
Yeah,
O'Contacts,
what's going on?
dude. Christopher.
Oh, yeah,
We
sorry.
were in the middle of a very serious cuck theory and cuck.
Yeah.
What's the Cuck Theory?
All right. So
Yeah.
go ahead. You can
All
run
right.
it back. You might be better. to
Cuck
summarize
theory
it.
is if, say, you raise this, so you find out, you get Ancestry.com. That's what we were talking about. The fear of cucking is gone now. Ancestry.com exists. You cannot get cucked. You cannot get cucked into raising someone else's child.
Which is the ultimate,
Which is the
form of
ultimate
cucking,
fear.
Which I think
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
basis
yeah,
of where
yeah.
cuck fear comes
Which is
from.
the ultimate fear of your wife or girlfriend getting fucked by someone else.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely up there
So-
for sure.
Which came with agriculture. Once
So-
you had like a silo full of wheat, you just couldn't raise someone else's kids.
So then we're worried about. So we're saying, what would you do if you found out your kid in this situation, your very hot daughter, was not yours, and you had in fact been cucked? Would you keep that secret and raise this hot daughter till the age where you can legally fuck her in front of your wife? Perhaps raise another child at a different family, make him super hot, have him fuck the daughter, then kill their kid in front of your wife?
You have them bear that whole another human that's just like the cuck combination.
And
brought-
then
just like slit its throat in front of your wife into
Yeah,
a
or
small
squeeze
silver
it.
dish.
I said,
Jesus
and then,
Christ.
or would
You wanted me to weigh in on this?
or you
Sounds
take,
like you got this all planned
we
out.
got this one too, where you take your family.
Sounds like you got to figure it out.
You slit the baby's wrist into like a silver dish.
tray.
Oh, you're like, this is what you did, you whore, and throw it at her.
Ooh.
Jesus.
And she's like, whose kid was that?
Or feed the baby to her unwittingly. Be
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Where's
part
the
of the
baby?"
Olive Garden.
Ah,
That
you
goes on at
feed-
Bennington's in the banquet room.
You
so then you
feed-
take all of them, you get them all together, your side family, your cuck wife, your daughter, your hot-ass fucking
Secret
supple
hot
daughter,
son who's fucking
and
your
your
brother.
hot son that you've sculpted into a fucking Adonis. You bring them all to Bennigan's banquet room, and then you poison all of them. But we should feed the ultimate cuck child to them.
Dude, I have a better...
Chicken fingers, you secretly give them chicken fingers made out of baby.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
God.
I have an
And
idea,
then
too.
That's the final slide.
you
And
have
say,
your-
guess what? You ate that other fucking kid.
Well, you have your secret
I would
assassin
just
son.
kill the woman.
Really?
That's very.
Yeah, but you need to get sweet. You need to get sweet revenge.
Yeah,
So I would say you
That's
have
very 1D chess, dude.
you have your son, right? You have your son propose. You gas up your secret son to propose to your hot ass daughter there. And then as they propose, you go, boom, ancestry on everybody. And then you're like, you've all been poisoned and you just ate your baby.
Yeah, that's nice. You do it at the wedding
Yeah,
now.
he knocks them up and you take them to like what they think is Planned Parenthood, but you actually deliver the baby and tell her like it's been aborted. And then you like
so you tell her you're going to give her
put
an
that-
abortion at like 9 months.
Yeah.
Very
Or
pregnant.
you premie it. You say like you're like
You
we're
just
gonna
take a fetus out.
we're gonna tell her it's gonna do like an abortion, but really it's like someone's gonna remove like the egg and raise the kid in like a test tube. So you have a whole like double secret side project, which is just like a pure test
That's
tube
just
kid.
you're just that's veal. You're keeping this kid soft and tender for this meal.
You're just keeping him alive, yeah.
You
So you have
can
a
keep
kid
him
for
in-
like 3 years that like you don't ever let interact. You just keep on life support.
You keep hitting and you keep feeding him like
You-
sweets.
You have the dessert,
you
the
give him
dessert tray. The
nothing
guy
but
brings in the
milk.
dessert tray, and it's just this kid in like a tube who's just been on life support for like 4 years, with like a big veiny fucking translucent skin. And you're
Yeah.
like, this is your love child. It wasn't aborted. You guys are brothers and sisters somehow, and you're fucking dead, you whore. And then they poison all of them, and you fucking ride off.
And then you ride off, and then you get a letter 10 years later from Ancestry.com that was like, oh, our bad. no, you weren't cocked.
So here's what you really need to weigh in on, because apparently you're not down for Shakespearean revenge.
I feel like no matter how you slice it in this situation, if you spent your whole life trying to feed baby McNuggets to the wife that fucked you, it's just like that's
Okay.
you lose.
We would be able to give you those nuggets.
wait,
You'd eat those nuggets. I've seen you crush nuggets drunk.
The thing is, though, is that you could use your Cuck Daughter or Cuck Son to match on Ancestry, and it'll tell you who their relatives are, and you could find their dad, and then you could kill their dad.
Yeah, that seems like I mean, instead of spending like 20 years raising a person that you're going to murder their
No, that's a sick
babies or
move.
whatever,
To be fully disciplined.
just spent 4 planning that one guy's murder.
the
I mean, once you've
discipline.
been cucked that hard, though, what else are you going to do?
The discipline is
If
amazing.
you have a secret, would you abandon your secret? Like, if you found out you had a Cuck Son, would you abandon him or be like, if your Cuck Son's like 10?
It depends, like
Damn, what if the
depends
cuck son
what
gets
he's like.
jacked and starts fucking you up?
I know, dude.
But again,
Depends what
here's
he was
what
like.
I was saying. I was hoping for a cuck daughter who ends up being hot, and then you get that news, and you're like, oh, nice.
Yeah,
I can fuck this kid. This kid I loved.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great, but I still think you're better off spending time planning the murder of your wife and the dude who cucked you.
So, like OJ.
Yeah, it's like raise that girl who you'll eventually make your wife, just like Woody Allen style.
That's
Yeah,
what I
And
said.
then-
talked
yeah,
about it,
yeah, and then spend just 4 or 5 years planning like a very elaborate, detailed murder of the two of them.
You know what you could do? You could get so good at football that the country forgives you.
True.
You could work so hard at becoming a good
That's
running
true. You
back,
can just take it to the gridiron, dude.
and then when you cut their head off, everyone's like, that cop said the N-word. This guy's a great running back.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to hit like the arena league. You'd have to win the
Yeah.
country's hearts though. I'd have to hit like the arena league at best.
You guys love
Maybe.
the long con.
Post-cock.
So what do you think now? We were talking about how it's like impossible to expect that you're going to find like a wife who's also like stellar lover, who's also like going to be a good child rearing partner, and like you're like a friend you can talk to and hang out with. And how that's almost like a scratch off lottery ticket. But now, thanks to Ancestry.com blocking all basically making sure it's like literally if Jerry Springer became God.
Yeah.
Now, like you have like an omniscient like Jerry Springer just being like watching all the bays. But like, if you fuck around, like your day's coming.
Ancestry.com
So now,
is
like,
about to expose your
Without
cheating
the
ass.
threat of you having a cuck son or cuck daughter, are you that worried
Daughter.
about your girl fucking around?
Now that you know, basically you got brings home security on your girl's pussy. You got fucking Ancestry.com watching your back. Dude, Ancestry.com's watching your six.
Yeah, dude.
It would be,
It's watching your sniz, dude.
But again, you got to wait a while to find out, right? You got to wait until the baby's
I mean,
born.
no, all you need saliva, dude. Oh yeah, I mean you gotta stick. I mean, I'm planning on sticking around after the birth afterward. I'm a stand up guy, but yeah, it's like-
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm saying like now knowing that, are you as worried in terms of like?
How worried were you going into this that you were
not
going to
about
raise
it.
somebody else's child?
Very-
Dude,
yeah, it's
Matt,
not
more
at all.
common than you
Matt
think believes this.
I was
It's more
not-
common than you think. It's like
is
one
it?
in like 30 or something crazy.
No way,
Dude, I'm telling you. Look it up. I'll Google
Is
it
that
right
seems
now.
like a statistic
Yeah, but
that's
how
fucked
many,
up with
how
like
many,
people who.
I don't know, how many girls are whores? What do you think that number is?
I would love to see some demographic breakdowns. of
What do you
who
think that
this
How
is?
many people
How many girls do you think are whores?
raise
More than 1 in 30.
Yeah,
people's
definitely more than 1 in
kids?
30.
And so how many
It's
of them
probably
do you-
60%.
60% are whores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Percent
This
of
fucked up mouth. Yeah. 60% of women are whores.
Dude, I have to do like stretches when I'm not talking to keep the blood.
No, it looks good.
It's like I'm
oh,
on
you
the
got blood?
bike.
percent of raising kids.
Dude, go to Ancestry.com. It'll definitely have the numbers.
Dude, this is probably way too hot for the cast, but
No.
I think my dad found out he had a sister through Ancestry.com.
He had a cuck sister?
Yeah, like my grandfather had a kid. Like I guess.
So
like,
your grandfather had a secret kid.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there is nothing. That's not cucked.
I know that's not cucked, but I'm just saying that's
Now, if he made your mom raise it somehow,
yeah, just meet you.
you know what
My-
you could
my
do in
grandmother.
order to
It's hard
cuck
to
your
cuck
wife.
a lady.
You know what you could do to cuck your wife?
What?
Time it perfectly, so you get another lady pregnant at the same time. When your wife gives birth, swap-a-roo, toss that kid out the fucking
Toss
window.
your own kid?
Toss the other boy straight out. Make her raise this other son.
So you're going to kill your own kid so you can raise your
You
love
have a
child?
net down there. Ship him off. Sell him to the circus.
Well, yeah, or yeah. What if you're just like good friends with the doctor, and they were like, it was like a very early on in the pregnancy, they like swapped it in vitro,
In vitro
just
swap.
knocked her out. Just be like, I think it's best, like you get him to tell her that it's like the best thing to do
Is
like,
for you to go under the knife right now.
or it's just general anesthesia or whatever.
These are all
Just put
good
you down.
moves.
Yeah. Put a little, if you had like an ugly wife that was a great person,
And you want to have a hotter kid.
right?
Dude, they're saying
Sometimes
it's-
ugly and ugly creates greatness. So if I,
I think
match up
that's
with an
true.
ugly lady, I
That's
might
true.
have a hot kid.
That's true. I'm always just hoping for height. Yeah, hoping for height.
Yeah, they're trying
You're
to say
obsessed.
now it's
I'm obsessed with height.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm
You
not
let it
crazy.
dictate your life.
height.
You think about it. I don't, but like
Dude, you don't know what it's
The-
like, man. You don't know what it's like in a conversation to be looking up at people that you're the same age as the whole time. To be looking up, and like if they don't look down, you never get to talk. It just you never get to talk. You gotta you gotta shout.
You gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta
no,
give
you're
them a
fine.
gift.
It sucks.
gotta
If you give
present
them, if you
big
give them a
guys with
gift, they'll
treats.
look
Yeah,
yeah, if you're
especially
like,
if it's like in a loud situation. Like, dude,
Here's a
anytime,
drink, bro.
I was trying to talk to Soder, like when the goddamn comedy jam was he had to like bend all the way.
oh man.
yeah,
Like,
I
I
never
was-
thought
yeah.
about that.
It's the worst feeling.
Short
and like,
guys, yeah, they hate that shit.
dude, yeah, when I'm above,
That's why
people,
that's if you're short, all you gotta do is I do that. If you're like talking to someone, you gotta constantly smack them like yo dude, just fucking yo bro.
yeah,
I pay attention to you.
just that's what just nipping at
I
the
listen
heels.
to you.
Yeah. That's
Damn, I
huge.
didn't think about that. Yeah, so they're saying it's basically there was people who said there was 30%, 9%, but they said they were due to small samples, and I'm just skimming this. They're saying it's at least 1 to 2%.
1 to 2% of
I mean,
the
that's
population
millions of fucking people.
got cucked.
There's one. They're saying with a. Again, this is just another study, population-wide random sample DNA testing. It's like ethically unviable, so they can't really do it. But they're saying like it's probably at least like 2% or so of 250 million people.
Yeah.
A lot of cuck sons.
So about
floating
1 in
around, bro.
50.
But what neighborhoods do you think that's happening in? Right?
Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa,
What are you
dude. Come
saying?
on, you're saying
Just-
it's a low-income behavior?
Yeah, they're
Oh
more
my
often
gosh.
than not. Yeah.
Nah. What about the dad flying around on business a lot,
This
bro?
is true. This is true. This
yeah,
is
man.
True.
Yeah.
That's
Wow, Chris,
yeah,
I
but
can't believe
think-
you said that.
Yeah, why?
You're like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about black people or not?
No, that's what you're saying.
No, that's what you
inferred.
said.
I said
That's
what
what you-
neighborhoods?
absolutely what you
what
said.
neighborhoods? Are we
What
talking
neighborhoods?
About? Yeah.
The white neighborhoods. You know what you were talking about.
Well, no, there's some places in Delco that I'm like,
Just saying, like
This
poor
is a
people.
white
You're saying it's a
neighbor.
poor problem. You don't
That
care.
could be
I
a
think
trailer
more
park.
often than not, yeah.
Could be a
Cucking? You
trailer,
think
yeah.
cucking's a poor problem?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know, dude. I think that happens to like the extremely wealthy.
I don't know. Sometimes the wife's too embarrassed to tell because that's her only source of income. You know,
Like on the
if
wealth?
you're poor enough.
Oh, the poor-
no, if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
poor, it's like I need somebody around.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
true.
tell this guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if that happens to more of like the. Could be. I just feel like now again.
I
Thanks
mean,
to
what are the rates of like alcohol consumption? Is it higher with low income?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I would I correlate those two things.
Okay.
Getting cucked
Is
intentionally or unintentionally happens with a lot of booze.
Alcohol
Yeah.
definitely fuels the cuck flames. So yeah, that's true. If you were to run a multivariate analysis, yeah, chances of if your wife's out drinking, your chances of being cucked are elevated by about 300%.
Very high. Yeah.
Shit.
Very
Fuck.
high.
You lock the silver bullets away.
don't
if
let
your
your
girlfriend's
wife.
drinking silver bullets, you have a 100% chance of getting cucked.
You're getting cucked.
Yeah. By a guy with longer hair than her.
Damn. Nice blonde, long hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just some
dude,
guy.
weird jacked calves.
Yep.
You're like, I didn't think you'd have jacked
Someone
calves. But you do.
passing through town, you know, because the less known he is in the neighborhood, the more likely you can get away with it.
Dude, and chicks are kind of sensitive to old rolling tumbleweeds, dude. When you're like, you're just rolling through a town.
Yeah. Because you think that guy's going to be gone soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Shit.
You know, you do it in the town, then that's like a lifelong secret you're gonna have to keep. And can't trust that guy because he's also fucked up. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. The lore of a traveling man.
Well, now that dude,
People like that.
they do.
Yeah.
They love that shit.
Well, it's also because like,
Especially you get in a hotel room. I'm trying to fuck.
well, girls have a fixed like
Yeah, it's nice and
population
clean.
they're around, and they can't start fucking too many of the same people like from different groups because then they'll get found out. It's like, wait, you fucked, and they all everything explodes in their face.
Yeah.
So when they have like a nice traveling person, they're like, sweet, I can go fuck that person.
Yeah, and he's
Which is-
mysterious.
Dude, why did everyone get weird during the live podcast when I was asking girls like why they decide to just like randomly blow people? That tightened everybody up.
Yeah, that was weird.
That
was
tightened
weird.
everybody up. I was like, I'm not being fucking mean. I'm like, this is a fair question.
Yeah, why would you blow someone?
Yeah, like,
I don't know. Why would you eat pussy?
because I
Yeah.
want to fuck.
Really, you think
And
it's just
sometimes I just
like
I would just eat. If someone was like, "We can't fuck," you can just go down on me. I'd be like, "Yeah, all right."
even if they weren't. Sometimes someone's got a really good pussy, and you're
Whoa,
like, I gotta
Chris!
get down.
Every
there.
time Chris,
I gotta get down
I
there.
fucking hate when Chris talks about
Dude,
this
when
shit.
you having that facial
Ew.
hair, just like it's like a
PC.
microphone for pussy. It's like pussy.
Dude, you
I'm saying.
talking about sex is you're up there with Gerben. You've
Hold on,
talked
so would
about.
you care about
He's
your-
talked about the taste of pussy to me. He's
Yeah.
like, just the musk coming off of her.
That, I don't know.
Are you in like
Taste.
shave? What's your like favorite like hair situation? Bush, landing strip, naked shave.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as the work area is clean, you
like
know,
just a little
it's like you
something.
can have something on the top, that's fine, but it's just like as long as it's not really hairy.
Tell you what,
like-
when
I
it
think it's the
spreads,
same-
when it spreads to like the thighs and you get the whole thing covered, it's like, all right, well, come on, ladies.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah,
Let's
that's
take
tough.
some pride in this.
So how
Put
do
a
you,
little pride.
How do you feel about getting cucked now, knowing that you won't really have to raise someone else's child?
Do you feel
Do
better
you
about
feel
being cucked?
more secure about your chances of being cucked? Because that's like, dude, they're inviting like hell upon themselves.
How discreetly can you get the DNA test done, though?
All you got to kid to spit.
All you gotta
in the
say
thing.
is,
Right, just a weekend where
get-
she's not around.
You surprise the whole family. You go,
Spit, I
guys,
got DNA
surprise,
test.
surprise,
Happy Father's
surprise.
Day.
Surprise. And then like your wife's not gonna be, we're not doing that. Because then it'll be, what the fuck? Why not? Let's do it. And then
Hey,
your
well,
kid's
I'm
like,
doing it.
come on, mom, it's gonna be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that. It's so easy. You literally you spit into a thing, you shake it up, and send it away. I need an answer on this, O'Connor. Are you worried about being cucked?
I'm not
or
worried about being. Honestly, dude, I'm trying to live a life where it's like if I think that I'm with someone who's got that card in her deck, like she could play a cuck card, I'm out.
Hopefully.
I'm out. You know, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I can't
But how do you determine whether or not you're just being paranoid?
pay close attention.
To what?
Just yeah, I don't know. I think
I think you could tell
yeah,
If someone has a cuck card in their
if
deck,
someone's crazy or not.
yeah. Someone's
it's
prone.
not crazy, dude. It
It's
can.
cra- that's
It is crazy. It's a
crazy.
1%.
cuck somebody.
1% of the
That's
population
crazy.
does
That's
it.
dude.
It's
that-
crazy.
That again, they did studies. The samples they took were between 9 and 30%. Someone was like, I don't believe this. If you were to do
30% of the population.
They did. There was a study of a gynecologist. They did like a DNA match with like their kids. That one study they got 30%. But again, that could have just been the sample. They did another one. They got like around 9. But then there's this guy saying like, well, you know, they're just a small sample. If you were to do it, it would probably be around this. So they didn't. They're like, we can't do the humongous.
Maybe he was
sample
like,
that.
well, look at the households. It's probably 1%.
You think?
You know what I mean? He was probably like, this is probably a poor Planned Parenthood that's doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah, but still.
yeah. They're going to be sampling.
The
from a
majority
group
of people
women
are
that
pretty. The
what?
majority of people.
That
pretty
last
poor.
scientist was probably like, they're not sampling the whites. We're more honorable than this. It's probably we're so honorable it probably knocks that 30% down to about 1.
I don't know. You got a fucking hard fucking cuck belt,
Dude, there's no like
cuck belt, dude. Down through like
if
Kentucky.
someone got pregnant, if a woman got pregnant from another dude
Yeah.
and didn't abort it and was in
Whoa.
a serious
Whoa, dude,
relationship with
Jesus
you,
It's a
Christ,
Catholic
Chris.
podcast, dude. What the fuck?
dude,
Jesus, Chris.
dude,
Jesus.
come on, let's
Have
cut
some
the cut the
decency,
shit,
dude.
cut the shit.
Yeah, but
If
what if she doesn't know? What if she took a cream pie from you and that other guy?
Exactly.
Then I'm
recently.
saying that if it's that close of a race and she isn't like, that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta kill that baby
Oh.
just for.
What are you, a fucking Roman emperor, dude?
You gotta take that baby out just because you don't know.
Dude.
Just
Yeah,
'cause
but
you
you
don't
You
know.
do have
you-
to take the baby out and then claim miscarriage to your husband.
If you love someone, that's how you lie to them. I think.
By killing their
By killing the kid and then
Killing
just
their
starting
unborn
over.
son.
Yeah, just starting it over.
starting the clock. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think you're
Wipe
underestimating
the
how
clean-
bad
shake the
chicks
Etch-a-Sketch.
want babies.
What?
So
What?
chicks like they need a baby, dude.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
They want that.
you then like you wipe the slate clean and then a month later you get to take another cream pie and you start over.
I don't know.
Come on, that's
So
the
you-
move. That's
so
the move.
you're
If someone
saying-
loves you, that's what
Matt,
they
what
do.
do you want out of this?
Yeah.
You seem
I
to be wanting a certain angle out of this. Now, what do you want?
I think that we need to take a more realistic approach to our lifelong romantic partnerships.
We agreed on this already.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean you think you're going to wind up raising
Oh, he
someone
wants to
else's
be
kid?
poly. He wants to be
I don't
poly.
want to be poly.
That's what
Dude,
you hinted
poly
at.
is
My
so
thing is-
You're like,
fucking
I don't wanna be
dumb.
Matt's poly now. He
No,
loves
no.
the Green New Deal. He's
I love the Green New Deal.
I like the Green New Deal.
I love the
Yeah,
Green
you
New
know,
Deal.
I'm on board with that.
I'm not poly.
You know,
I'm thinking, is there another way? Because, like, say you have a girlfriend that you just have really good sex with, and that's great. Could you got like another girl who would come in and like help you raise the kid and stuff?
all right. So
Dude.
now you're Mormon.
Dude. See,
No,
Got a
not
couple
Mormon.
wives.
Not
Got a couple
Mormon.
ladies.
Not more, but you'd
It's not
have
gonna work.
You'd have to give something up. Your girlfriend would have to be able to get something else from someone else.
She gets to fuck another guy.
But you can't get cucked. But you can't get cucked by that. Would you be as threatened knowing you can't get cucked? I'm trying
Even
to
if you
find
can't
out.
get cucked, that
is
guy
the
can
fear-
still. Getting cucked is getting your wife fucking you.
Yeah, but
You're
where the
fucking-
ultimate fear comes from, I think, is having to raise someone's child.
I understand that.
What
We've
about cuck?
established
Why
this.
is cuck porn make people so horny about that?
my ultimate
It's fucking
fear in this
hot, dude.
situation.
I know that's
is-
what's so confusing.
It's nice to see a woman exploring her
the
body.
the ideal situation is to like think about your to be able to turn all that into being super horny for your girlfriend getting cucked, and then just be like, ugh, what's going on?
dude.
That's the ideal. That's the
I
only
just
way
like
out.
I don't know. It's like
The only way out
What
is
is
you.
the only
It's
way?
I don't even know what the end game is. What? I've been asking Matt what he
Dude,
wants,
dude,
and he
dude.
just reverts to
It
like.
sounds like
it's
you're into
impossible to-
polyamory. That's
I'm
what
not.
it sounds
I'm
like.
not.
It sounds
I
like you
can't.
want to be fucking around.
Only the end
And
game is
the
you.
end game is Matt saying this is what Matt is saying. This is for an hour now. I think Matt's having trouble in his relationship, and he's like, it's impossible to be in love. You can't find someone you want to fuck and like. Which,
No, dude.
I agree, because if you're friends with a girl, you're gay. So you're not going to be friends with your wife. That does need to.
No, but that's a lifelong project.
That's what-
Just
that's
to
why-
figure out a way to be friends and
Yeah.
not be gay.
That's
You
what
need
That's
to-
the lifelong. That to me is the
That's the
project
psyop,
I'm
dude.
interested.
Listen,
no,
that's
that's the
the
project.
psyop.
No,
Shut up!
that's
Shut
the
up! We're all
project
talking
I'm
at the same
interested
time. You need to get married in the Catholic Church.
Sure.
You need to sit down with a priest, and they'll explain to you, like, listen, this isn't a fucking marriage about you guys. Oh, you get to be cool and have sex and fucking do it. It's like, this is hard work. It's gonna suck, but you gotta fucking do it.
But where can you crack one off?
You can crack one off, dude. Ask the priest. He'll be like, dude, it's wrong, but go fucking crack one off. You are allowed to crack one off whenever you. Oh, you talking about fucking other chicks?
If
You're allowed to fuck other chicks if you're a dude.
okay.
Guys are allowed to cheat. It's in the Bible.
Now,
I think you just got to choose. You either got to choose a good person and spend your whole life figuring out how to be attracted to them,
I
Yeah,
think,
this is what I said.
or you got to choose
Or
a
you go
hot
slut
person.
route.
And you got to figure out a way to keep them away from like assets that are important to you.
I think it's
Like-
red pill. It's
like-
red pill, blue pill.
yeah.
It's you want shark tooth necklace or enlarged prostate. There are two goals.
What's
Be-
enlarged prostate?
Enlarged
just
prostate.
you-
That's what you
oh,
get after you have a
don't come
nice
for 40
wife.
years, yeah.
You have a nice, happy. You have a nice, good partnership.
You get like a short bowl cut, like big old fat elastic waistband.
Yeah.
And you just never come forever. And
Or
your kid goes
shark
off and
tooth-
learns to become a
shark tooth.
saxophonist or some shit.
Yeah, your son's an artist.
Some chicks just makes like the most out of this world like Rice Krispie treats with like peanut butter fudge in them, and that's how you feed your prostate. Dude.
That sounds so much better.
Dude,
Dude, getting sweet treats,
It's not bad.
bowl cut,
Kids ripping
sweet
the
treats.
saxophone.
Your kid's just upstairs training, but you don't care. You're like,
you
man,
know you didn't get cucked.
you didn't get cucked, and you got like a kid playing a flute upstairs, but you're still like, you know what, whatever. That's what he likes. We're all just doing whatever we like. Fuck it.
Except me.
No, you're so happy. You got the treats.
You
You get delicious sweet treats. You got a lady you kind of like.
True.
She's like sweet.
I feel like the nicer a girl is, the easier she is to cheat on. So you have that going for you.
You do
A
have that.
meanwhile chick is tough to cheat on because she knows all the tricks because she's obviously
She's
up
doing it to you.
Exactly. So she's like, she knows all the signs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think at one point you got to just give in, get some high tube socks on, grab a camcorder, and stand on top of your, like, over your babe on a bed, like, oh yeah, babe, oh I love watching you. Oh yeah, babe, I love.
And then your tiny dick occasionally comes into the screen jerking off. Then why do they do that in Cuckboard? It's always some fucking fat dude's like soft dick, like while his wife's getting fucked.
Dude, I
over the camcorder, like, oh yeah, oh babe, oh god,
You
oh,
look
yeah.
so good right now.
Oh,
Do
you
you
look
like
so
that?
hot right
She's
now.
not even listening to him.
Happy birthday, babe.
I've never watched a cuck porn.
Oh, I
Every
have.
time I see it, I'm like, no.
Really?
I'm like, no.
It hurts you.
I don't like
I
it.
was born in the darkness, dude. I was molded by
One
it.
time I watched one because the title was like, eventually the dude tags in. Like, he's
Yeah,
like,
you were happy for him. You got in there also.
Like, she's like, you're a fucking piece of shit. And so she's like fucking this other dude. And then she's like, you learn your lesson? Like, as he's like hammering her. And he's like, yeah, I get it. And then he tags in. They just double team her for the
Did you
rest
make it until the double team? Or did you already come?
No. I waited. I waited. I skipped until right before the double. Right before the
So
double
you
team,
skipped.
yeah.
You have morals in
You
this.
started jerking off in like the joyous return.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Nice.
yeah.
That's weird. That's weird of you
Why?
to attach those like morals to it.
I don't know if it's moral thing. I just don't like it.
Like,
Like,
you were rooting
like,
for the antagonist. You were
You're
rooting for the
underdog.
protagonist. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was like. I don't know.
Yeah, but some
I
other
think I
guys
was
still-
telling you that like I have a problem watching like gay porn, just because like like the idea of a dude getting it's just like it feels like someone's losing.
Someone's
When I see a
fucked.
dude
guy
getting,
getting
fucked,
fucked.
it's just like, hey, come on, man. You gonna let that guy get you like that?
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough to watch, man.
I think that's why I would like. Yeah, that could never let that happen.
I would love to see
Why
who-
you could never let.
I would never be able
you
to
could be a
like
top.
get fucked. Even if as much as I open my mind to the idea that it could be like a sensually enjoyable
Fucking
experience.
Well, you're pretty close. You're pretty close already. If you've opened it, you're
Psychologically.
closer than you think, my friend. Because if you're sitting around like, I can understand how sensual it would be to let another man
no,
penetrate
I'm
me.
saying even if I could get to that place.